What's up, everybody? This is Fit, back at you again with another episode of some Heroes of Order and Chaos, you guys. So, this is going to be a short tutorial on tablets and talents in Heroes of Order and Chaos. So, this is good for me too, because a couple things have been changed around a little bit, so we're just going to take a quick look at a tutorial for Heroes of Order and Chaos writing tablets and talents, and it's going to be updated, so I do believe I have some videos on tablets and talents that are a couple years old. And so those are totally out of date now. Some of the things that I talk about in that video, luckily enough, carry through for forever. Like, a lot of my advice is really kind of based around the kinds of things that you should be thinking about when you're looking at tablets and talents. Those things are still true. However, some of the basic fundamentals of the mathematics behind those things have been changed. So let's just go ahead and log into HOC. Yeah, I literally just got a comment a couple seconds ago from one of my subscribers, and they asked about it, and I swear I've had over 100 of them in the last couple of months asking about these. So this is my account. I'm level 30, or I'm level 40 on iOS, and I play on world server. And so my first thing I'm going to look at is I'm going to talk about talents and I'm going to talk about talents first, and I'm going to talk about talents for fighters and mages. Alright? And I will not discuss guardians or support right now, because that is just like a lot. So just hopefully let's just look at talents for fighters and mages. So let me just go ahead and reset my 6th page, and we're just going to go ahead and set up some fighter talents. Hopefully these are kind of the fighter talents that you could use for any fighter. Demon Hunter would be the Elf, Shift. What else? Any physical hero. Hopefully this is just a good way to start. So if you're setting up fighter talents, the first thing you're gonna have to do is, do I even have this? The first thing you're gonna have to do is put some points into fighter. So in my opinion, I don't like to grab early crit rate, so I always disregard this bottom one, and then I go ahead and I lock down on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in physical attack. I pick up armor piercing. I go for harvest. I do not pick up damage on towers, which is called smash. I do actually pick up this critical rate that you see right here, though, and I pick up this skill from talent tree called that increases your critical damage by 10%. It's called fatal damage, and then I like to get biting, which is a percentage HP damage. Now you have a couple choices here as a fighter. You could either say that you're happy with this, or you could put points into attack speed, which I don't do. See, what I do here when I'm building fighters is I say, alright, well, I'm just going to go ahead and grab some base physical attack, and then when I buy items, I'm just going to buy attack speed, right? And then since I have quite a few talent points left, you have two choices here. Actually, you could open up your mage tree, and if you're using a fighter that is very spell based, you could pick up cooldown. And is there any more? There's nothing else that I would really recommend putting here, but even for fighters, I wouldn't even pick up this cooldown. What I would do for fighters most of the time is I like to get some HP. I will put 5 points in, and I will pick up an extra 60 HP, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then I'll press OK on that. And then I would go back over to support, and I would put a little bit into movement speed here. And then I would be actually okay with that. And then I would look at my fighters, and then I would just say, hey, you know what? This is basically what you're gonna want to set up on your fighters. What you're looking at right now, 23, 5, and 5. I still have 7 points left, so this is totally up to you. This part is totally up to you guys. You could go ahead and just fill up your attack speed here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then maybe just like a little bit of scaling, Or you could actually do the opposite and then just fill up your scaling attack speed, and then you could just go 1, 2. Or you could disregard that and you could go to support. You could do increase gold. I think if you put 2 more points here, and then you get more HP when you level up. This is actually an okay way to go. But in my opinion, what I like to do is I like to get some armor. I either like to get physical defense or I like to get magical defense. So if I'm just going against physical, I'm going to go ahead and just build magical defense on this one. And then I would either have more magical defense per level, or I will just go ahead and go straight into more HP per level. This is actually a pretty good build, by the way. This one, 23, and then 5 in support, and then 12 in guardian. That's okay. I mean, it could be better. You could actually take everything out of support, get rid of this movement speed. I like having an extra 5% movement speed. I think that's really advantageous in every kind of game. And then you could take 5 out of there and then do something like that. But that's generally, guys, what you're looking at for a fighter build on Heroes of Order and Chaos. And I think that's pretty standard, you guys. I'm going to go ahead and turn on my sound a little bit. And let's go ahead and take a... So that took me... How long did that take? That took me 6 minutes to go through that. That's pretty dang good, guys. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and combine talking about the mage talents now. I'm going to keep it in the same video. And so let's go ahead and go over here to talents and then click edit. And then let's go ahead and just reset my second page. And then so this is how you build mages. For mages, what I like to do is I like to go with magic attack. This is just how I do it, guys. I mean, there could be better or more fun ways. I do reduce mana cost, this third one down here. This one is called Mana Adept. I do not get Apprentice, because mana cost to me is something that I pay for with my gold in game, right? I get things like a Sapphire Amulet, and I get it fully stacked, or I get other items during my games that give me mana. So I don't spend a lot of talent tree points on mana, okay? Magic attack, for here, what I'll do here is most of the time I'll just grab some cooldown, or if I'm playing something like Mygrove or a mana-based mage, then I'll go ahead and fill out these mana slots. It all depends on which hero you're playing, and this is something that I talked about in that tutorial a couple of years ago, but when you're looking at your talent pages, make sure that you think about what hero you play. If you play a hero like Battle Mage or Mygrove and they use a lot of mana, then you're gonna want to fill out those mana trees. Or, for example, if you're playing something like Gorvis, you know, the Molten Lord, then you're gonna want to fill out the max HP tree on your Guardian with those leftover things. You know, those are the kind of things that you want to think about when you're building your... But this is fundamentally basic for every single mage or every single fight. I feel like I'm Donald Trump right now. For every single mage, Donald Trump, you know? Okay. Alright, guys, moving on. Increase magic... Okay, so for me... What I do is I will go ahead and I will fill up the cooldown to open up my third tier on Mage, and then when I get here, I will grab 1, 2, 3, and on Knowledge, which increases your magic attack per level. I will grab Skill Penetration 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's actually really fun. It's really strong. Lately, I have not been using Skill Outbreak on mages, so if you guys disagree with me there, I can totally understand. I think Skill Outbreak is a really good tree in your talents, but for my mages, I just simply have not been using it. So my playstyle has been a little bit more different, but I'm going to go ahead and add +3 to Strike Back. I think Strike Back is a really, really good talent tree. In fact, I favor Strike Back over Skill Outbreak right now. And the reason is because I really like Knowledge, and I really like Strike Back, but when I have to go for Skill Outbreak, I have to put 3 points into this Accident, and I don't like Accident. I don't think Accident is a good idea. So let's go ahead, and it's not worth it for me. It's almost worth it, but it's like I could put more stuff in support or guardian. So for me, I'm just gonna go ahead and this is just like my fighter page. You see how I put the minimum amount to get to the top, right? So I put 13 points in mage. I have 17 points, or I put 23 points in mage. I have 17 points left. And so for any mage, we're gonna just go ahead and look at this. Your movement speed. This is how I build my mages. All right, this is what my talent page for mages looks like a lot of times. And then I'll go over to Guardian, and let's just say I'm doing a Mystic build. So I'm not making this build for Guervis. So for Mystic, what I'll do is I actually don't get the max HP, and then I go over here, and then I'll actually just get physical defense, and then I'll go ahead and go 1, 2, 3, and so now I have a base armor of 10, and then I have a scaling physical defense, and then if I get Spider Queens, I'm going to be really resistant to all physicals. And in a 1v1 scenario, say for example you're Mystic mid lane going against an elf, if this happens, then I'm probably going to beat the elf, because if I just rush Spider Queens, I mean, I just don't see how she's going to kill me, right? So, so that's why I do it. And now you see I have 4 points left, right? So I have 23 in Mage, I have 8 in Guardian, and I have 5 in Support. I really don't know what to do with these last 4 talents. This is totally up to you, man. But in my opinion, where it's at right now, using 36 talent points, this is kind of where you want to be. And then just go ahead and take your last 4, and you want to just go ahead and just decide where you want those to be, guys, alright? So this is a... Alright, so we're 11.5 minutes in on my recording right now. I think that's pretty decent. I'm happy about this tutorial. I think that this is really the message I wanted to get across. I'm going to go ahead and just complete this build real quick because I have 4 points left. So there you go, and there you go. Here's my fighter page. One last look, guys. 28 and 12 in Guardian. So 28 points in fighter, 12 in Guardian. Boom. And then for Mage, I decided to do 23 in these points. I didn't even pick up Leech. 23 in these points. I could have actually 1, 2. I would actually, yeah, I'm sorry guys. I would possibly go for the Leech here. Maybe. In fact, I might even be okay with taking out the Leech. I don't know. Either way, guys, this is generally what you want it to look like. I'm sorry if it's not just one thing and you're like, oh, this is how all mages have to be, because in truth, for your best builds, they're all going to be different. Like, if you're a Guervis player, your 7th page is going to be for Guervis. If you're a Mygrove player, your 4th page is going to be for Mygrove. If you only play Elf, your 2nd page or your 1st page is just going to be for Elf. You understand? I love you guys very much. Thanks a lot for watching. If you like this video, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe. Make sure to follow me on twitch.tv/HOC. Make sure to follow me on Instagram, YouTube, and Google+. I love you guys. I'll see you all in the next video. And make sure to keep projecting any ideas that you guys find that you guys want. I also will go ahead and take the time to make another video to talk about tablets for mages and fighters. I'm going to go ahead and try and combine that into one video too, but tablets might take a little bit longer. Once again, thanks a lot guys. Love you. It's Fit. I'll see y'all next time.